my name is Trisha. Thank you for joining me in today's video. Today will be my second video using the TRX Suspension Trainer System. You don't have to have a TRX. There are other suspension trainer systems out there. There are some you can use inside your house. They go over and latch over your doorway. So don't feel like you have to have a TRX to do this. If you have some type of suspension system, just make sure it is anchored up high above you, either on your doorway or anchored up onto a post, a pole somewhere. Now, the first video I did that I brought you, we did every exercise facing the anchor point. Today, everything is going to be facing away. We're going to do 5 different exercises, all of them facing away from the anchor point. I will give you those modifications, obviously how to make it easier, as well as challenging you a little bit to make it harder. Just like with all of the other videos, make sure you are cleared and you've been given the go-ahead for exercise by your doctor. So we're going to get started with our first round. First round is going to be a little slower paced, more of an introductory instructional type round. And then rounds 2 and 3, we will challenge the moves a little more. So let's get started. You're going to hold on to the foam handle part. You are going to get into your stance, about shoulder width stance. Again, the further your feet go back, the harder the angle becomes. The more you step up, the easier the ankle becomes. So for all the exercises we do today, if you step back towards that anchor point, it's gonna make every exercise more intense, more challenging. If you step forward and you come a little more upright, it's gonna make the exercise easier. So find what works for you. And of course, we will have rounds 2 and 3 that you can challenge and you can figure out the best foot position for you. So first exercise is gonna be a chest press or a push-up. I'm gonna get a shoulder width stance, arms are gonna come out in front of me, and I'm gonna drop my body through the straps. The key is always keeping the straps nice and straight. Your body is what's moving, the straps aren't moving. So for instance, you're not going like this with the straps. Those straps are nice and straight, and I'm dropping my body through. If you can visualize doing a push-up where your hands right here are on the ground or on a wall, they're not moving. That's what's staying steady, and my body is moving in between. So I'm gonna bend my elbows back, drop my chest through the straps, and push away. If you join me on video 1, you know we always maintain this perfect plank position. You want to feel like your body is a surfboard and everything is going up and down together, meaning I don't want just your head and your chest dropping and those hips to remain behind you. Everything is gonna drop together and everything is gonna come up nice and smooth together. Have a couple options here for your hand positioning. You can have your palms down, faced away from you, or you can come into a more narrow grip. Palms are gonna face your body, and I'm gonna keep my elbows in a little tighter. So you have 2 options here. I will tell you this option, palms away with those elbows up a little higher, is gonna work more shoulders. We're working chest, but this one's gonna get a little more shoulder activation. If you come into a more narrow grip, now we're activating those triceps more. So if you have any type of shoulder problems, this more narrow grip might be the best option for you to keep your shoulders a little more out of it, still work the chest, still work the triceps. Let's go a couple more. And you can see if I'm gonna increase this angle, I'm gonna take a big step back, and now I've increased this angle dramatically, and this just becomes a whole different, more challenging move. And 1 more push away. Good. That's exercise 1, our chest press or the push-ups, visualizing you're pushing your body away from the ground, away from the straps. And we're gonna get into our next move. This one is gonna also incorporate chest. We're gonna get a little bit of legs involved. I'm gonna step over here so you can fully see my leg movement. I'm gonna lunge forward, and I'm gonna open up my arms into a chest fly. So I'm keeping a slight bend in my elbow. Forward lunge, open up that chest, pull together, come back up tall. So starting position for this, we're up fairly tall, fairly upright. I'm gonna step forward, get that good lunge position, and come back up to center. Push the ground away. This one, obviously getting legs and chest at the same time. This is a great warm-up exercise. If you are gonna do more of an intense weighted workout, doing some bench press, doing some walking lunges, whatever it might be, this actually is a great warm-up exercise to get the blood flow and get those particular muscles warmed up that you're going to be working. So I'm on the balls of my foot right here. When I step, I plant, get that perfect lunge position, 90-degree angles, push the ground away, come back up tall to center. And I'm really opening up the chest. I have a slight bend in my elbows. If you can imagine, you're doing a fly motion with that upper body. Open up, push away, lunge, back to center. Let's go one more on each leg. Push the ground away, one more, and up. Nice. That's move number 2. We have the chest press, and then we have the fly with the lunge. Gonna switch gears a little bit. I've been holding the handles inside the straps. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my arm on the outside. I'm still gonna hold onto that foam handle, but now I'm gonna grab on the outside of the strap. So my arm is outside the straps. The straps are nice and tight, snug towards my body. What I'm gonna do, you do want a pretty good angle on this one. So I'm at like a 45-degree angle here. My feet are still about shoulder width apart. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down, drop my hips down, and I'm gonna explode up on my toes. This becomes a little bit of a front squat type motion. I'm on my toes here. When I drop back, I never drop my heels down. I'm always up on the balls of my feet, and then I explode through. This becomes a little bit replicate of a front squat, so you're gonna feel those quads, those thighs really activating. Again, this is another good warm-up tool that can be used if you're gonna get into a heavier type front squat, overhead squat type motion. And explode. Back on those, and explode. Squat down, hips go back, explode through. What I like about this motion, if you are struggling with range of motion, you can usually get more range of motion from this type of squat than you were if you were to just do a body weight squat on the ground. You get way more hip motion back in a safe way. Okay, we're keeping those knees, those ankles in a safe position, but we're able to get and drop down into a deeper squat than you probably would on your own. If you've ever done squats on a Bosu ball and you have that little cushion, that flexibility, and you can really get deep down into a squat, this is the same concept. We're kind of assisting your body into a safe but increased range of motion. Let's go 3 more. Drop back, load, explode up through those toes. Drop back, we're loading, explode up through those toes. And last one, all the way up and release. Again, you do want a pretty good angle for that one no matter what. Obviously I can be here and I can drop down. If I'm up more upright, I probably will drop those heels and I can still come up on those toes. Find the angle that works for you. If you found that exercise a little problematic, take a big step forward, get a more upright angle, and come through. If you're able to, obviously you want that steeper angle. Okay, that's really gonna target those quads even more. That's exercise 3. Moving right along, we're gonna switch those straps back where our arms go inside, and we're gonna hit an abdominal motion here. So again, don't go too far back on this first one. Get the feel for it first. If you've ever done an ab roller or an ab wheel, this is the same motion that we're gonna be doing using these straps. Again, make sure the straps are staying straight. You don't wanna be moving the straps around and bending them, okay? Your body is moving around the straps. Straps are even, starting position, shoulder width stance with the feet. Hands, arms come right out in front of me, in front of my chest. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let my body drop, take those arms overhead, and come back up to center. If you can imagine doing that ab wheel on the ground, it's that same thing. You're rolling that wheel out in front of you and letting your body drop down to the ground. This one will really work that stomach, really work those ab muscles. But remember, your body has to be a surfboard and everything has to come down and up together. Again, we can't be dropping like this because now we are not dropping those hips. This is more of a stretch. We're actually getting a good stretch in here, but we're doing nothing to get those abs to brace and lock like I would if I were bringing my hips down with me. Now what I do, I have my arms a little bit apart, and when I go up, I connect them in the center, and then I do release them down in front. You'll find what works best for you too. The key is just getting that body to be a surfboard, letting those arms drift overhead while your body falls to the ground. If you're feeling any type of low back pressure here, you can try taking a wider stance. You can try coming up higher so we're not getting such a drastic angle, which will help your low back. And really think about using those ab muscles. If it still is problematic and you're not feeling your stomach but your low back, I would advise you to hold off on this exercise until we're able to strengthen those ab muscles even more. Now I can make this move very intense. If I take a big step back, I've just greatly increased that angle. I have so much more range of motion now. My body has to go through more range under tension, really activating those stomach muscles. We're gonna go one more. If you're doing these and you're feeling it, I promise you'll feel it even more tomorrow. Come on up tall and release. That was our fourth. We got one more, fifth and final motion. We're gonna hit the triceps. So similar setup as what we just did. You're up fairly tall. I would advise you to start upright more than back until you get the motion. Arms are gonna be a little bit higher. Instead of in my chest, they're gonna be kind of up in front of my face now. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I am going to let my body fall. I'm bending at the elbow and I'm pressing away. Now, you want the straps connected on this one. You don't want your straps getting too far apart. You want them as tight as possible. You also want your elbows to stay pretty neutral in the middle. You don't want your elbows flaring out to the side. So we want to be here. We're dropping our body. This is like a skull crusher. If you've ever done a lying skull crusher, now we're just changing that body angle, getting the whole core, getting the whole body to move together. So instead of your arms moving like you would for a skull crusher, you're moving the bar. It's the same motion, but my body is moving. So you're basically doing a tricep, a skull crusher, tricep extension, using your body weight here. So again, make sure you're not moving the straps around. That's gonna get you all messed up with the move. Straps stay straight out in front of you. It's your body that's moving. Bending back, extend. Letting your body fall, extend. You should really be feeling triceps behind that elbow here. Again, this is one you will probably feel quite a bit in the next coming days if you've not done this motion before. If this motion is too intense, step forward, arms are gonna come up a little bit, and now your body isn't having to move as much, and you're not using as much of an angle, so not all of your body force is coming down, and your triceps don't have to push your whole body away. They're more so pushing away your upper body. Now, if I take another big step back, I get that huge angle, and now I'm really having to fight to push my whole body back up tall. Let's go one more here. So you'll find, release, you'll find the angle that works for you. So that was our first round. That was our instructional round. We're gonna go through 2 more sets. Now that you know the moves, we'll pick up the pace a little bit and you can challenge your foot position a little bit more. So we're gonna start back where we started with the first move, which is the chest press push-up. Get into that posture, find that good angle, and we're gonna hit some reps. Focus on your body, staying like a surfboard. We're gonna go up and down together, pushing away, and we're breathing. Here we go. Get into the rhythm, go at your own pace. Do as many reps as you can with good form. Pushing away. And I'm gonna exhale in through the nose down. Exhale, push my body away. Opening up that chest. I gave you that option to come more narrow with the grip if you have any type of shoulder problems. Push away. We're gonna go 3 more. Here we go, and push 2 more. Last one, and release. I'm gonna keep this angle. We're gonna do the lunge with the fly. Step forward, open up the arms, and we're gonna alternate feet each time. Upper body stays the same. We're just alternating that footwork for that forward lunge position. Step, open up the chest, push the ground away with that front foot. Getting legs and chest working here. Heart rate should be going up a little bit. We're using a lot of muscle groups. Again, keep those straps nice and straight. Your body is moving. The straps are staying tight. They will open up when your chest opens up, but just make sure they're tight and straight the whole time. Lunge, step, push back, one more on each leg. Last one, and come up. This is where we change that hand position. Go ahead and wrap on the outside. We're gonna do those front squats. Find that angle. The further back you can go, the better. Do what works for you. I'm gonna drop down. Here we go. Drop down, explode up. Drop down, get that range of motion. Explode up on the toes. Good, deep breaths all the way through. Sit back into those glutes, explode up. This one really should target those quad muscles. You will feel a little bit of glute. You might feel some calf muscles engaged, but primarily working those quadriceps on this one for a front squat motion. Sit back, get that range, explode up. Again, that heart rate might be going up, which is good. We got lots of muscle groups working, especially the further back you are and that angle, your body is really having to work to get yourself back up tall. Two more now. Sit back, explode up. One more, sit back, explode up, and release. Step forward, reset. We're gonna bring those hands back inside the straps now, and we're going to the ab roller. Get that angle. Again, if you wanna come up, that is perfectly fine. Wider stance allows your body to control it a little bit as well. So about shoulder width stance, even wider if you need to. Find that angle. We're gonna drop our body down. Arms drift overhead. Starting position is at the chest and they drift overhead. When I go up, I meet those handles together and I separate them. You don't have to do that. That's just what I do. I feel like I meet them at the middle just to get a little bit more extension out of my arms, a little more range in a controlled manner. Tighten those abs. Those abs should really be lengthening. They should be braced all the way through, making sure your body is like a surfboard. Everything goes down, everything comes up together. Keep the breath. Good work. Overhead, and bring it back down. Let's go 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring it back down. Release, shake those arms out. Take a breath. We're in a similar setup for that 5th and final movement of our routine for those triceps. Only difference is hand position is up a little higher. Instead of at the chest, we're going to be up in front of the face. So find that angle. Handles stay straight in front of you. Okay, now I'm dropping my head. Think about taking your forehead to those handles and your elbows are doing the work. So you're here, don't think that you're taking the straps. Okay, those straps are staying nice and locked. My body is falling through. So my whole body is gonna drop down. Elbows are bending. This sometimes is a tricky one, but once you get it, and you feel it. Those triceps will be on fire, even more so than if you were doing some weighted triceps. Remember, you're using your whole body weight here. It's a very challenging move. Push away. Those straps are straight. I just changed the angle of my body. Drop down, extend those arms. like a tricep skull crusher. Instead of moving the bar, your body is moving. Push away. Here we go, push away. Let's go 4 more. 1, 2, 3. You should feel that core here too. Keep the body locked. And last one, release. Nice. Round 2, we got 1 more round to go. I hope you're feeling all the muscles we should be feeling. Chest, we're working legs, abs, triceps, we're working all of that. I'm gonna try to change my angle just slightly so you can see a little bit more from this angle for at least some of them. The chest press, so you can watch this angle and I'll show you both visuals of my hands. So let's get started, 3rd and final round. Hands are right here in front. I'm gonna drop my body down and push away. If I want my feet back, there we go. Join me when you're ready. We got 1 more round through all of the exercises. Elbows go out to the side and press away. So now you can kind of see a different angle here of what my body's doing, what my arms are doing, how my elbows are going out to the side. Don't let your arms come way up high like this. Again, it's like a push-up position. So those hands are staying right by your armpit level, not up by your neck. Let me show you the different version. I'm gonna keep my arms in tighter here. So again, this is really gonna work those triceps. Your triceps might already be fatigued from those extensions, but another version here to take some pressure off your shoulders. Let's go 4 more. Drop down, push away. 1, 2, 3, last one, and 4, release. Little break, catch your breath. Start with that wide stance. We have the fly with the lunge. Step forward. You can see how I'm really opening up at the arms. Lunge, open up those arms. So I keep a slight bend in the elbow. I think that I'm really stretching out the chest nice and wide. Keep it moving, keep that heart rate up, and you can see what my legs are doing then, obviously. Getting them to work together. Lunge, push the ground away. If you're not used to doing this type of fly motion, this might be new. I really hope you're feeling it in the chest, not in the neck. Push away. Let's go 2 more on each leg. 3rd and final round, make it good. 1 more on each leg. Good lunge, push away, last one, and release. 2 down, 3 to go. Let's switch that grip. Coming on the outside for those front squats, and I'll show you a little bit from this angle so you can see how I'm holding the straps, and they're gonna be right by my side. I'm gonna get that angle. I'm gonna drop down, explode up on those heels. So I'm keeping those arms nice and tight towards my body the whole time. I should feel the straps touching my midsection. Up, drop down, get that range. Another cautionary note, and you'll be able to see it from this angle. If you can take a look at yourself, make sure those knees aren't collapsing in the center. You're keeping your knees over your ankles throughout the whole range of motion. Drop back, explode up on the toes. And we're breathing. Get that range of motion, sink down, explode up tall. Legs are doing all the work here. Let's go 5 more. Two more left. Explode up, 1 more, explode, and take a step forward, come up out of there. We're gonna release the handles again, come back inside the straps, holding onto the foam handles again. We got the ab roll out next. I'll face you. You can see a little bit what my arm motion is doing. For the last round, join me when you're ready. Okay, feet about shoulder width apart, hands start at the chest. You drop down, those arms go overhead, and you can see I kind of drop them by my side as I get into the rhythm, and then arms up overhead. You might feel this motion a lot in the shoulders. Your shoulders are doing a lot of work here, especially if you're range of motion is limited, this might be taking your shoulders into an increased range of motion. If you're feeling all shoulders and not abs, try stepping forward a little bit and really thinking about bracing those abs nice and tight. And maybe don't go as far. Go out as far as you're able to control, brace the abs, and then bring it back in. Okay, so a couple different options there. It's normal to feel the shoulders. Shoulders are engaged, especially at this end range, but you want your abs. It's hard to talk when you get in that last bit of it. You want your abs to be doing the work, pressing the ground away. I also try to keep a loose grip. I don't fully death grip the handles. I try to keep it nice and loose to keep my upper body out of it. Drop down, come through, we're almost there. Stay with me. We're gonna hit 4 more ab rollouts, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 1 more. Get that range of motion, drop down, and bring it back up tall. All right, 1 more final move, and then we'll hit a few stretches. Come on up tall, we got those triceps, okay? Take a breather, get that angle you want best. Again, if you want to challenge it, since this is the 3rd round, take a little bit step back, get that deeper angle. Let me face you so you can see what my hands are doing a little bit more on this last round. So hands are up on my forehead and my elbows bend. I basically drop my forehead into those handles. Again, I want to keep a looser grip. I don't even wrap my thumb around. I kind of keep my thumb nice and relaxed off of the handles. Handles, you can see that they're not moving. They're staying nice and tight, nice and tucked into center. My elbows are staying nice and tucked. What I mean by the elbows, you don't want to get out like that. Okay, you don't want those elbows flaring out. So you can see I'm going to keep my elbows nice and tight in towards center, taking my forehead. You should still feel those abs working, especially after that last move. Keeping the body in alignment. We're almost there. Let me flip away, give you this angle. Here we go. Push away. We're gonna go 5 more, last 5. Here we go. 1, 2, bust these out. Here we go. 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Release those straps. Whew, shake it out. Take a couple breaths. One stretch I really like with the straps, especially after today, you're gonna hold on to them and you're gonna walk forward. So I'm really opening up the chest and you can walk forward as much as you're able to. What I wanna be feeling is a stretch all through here, what we just worked today with our moves. If you're really flexible, you might be able to walk all the way through. Okay, go where you're feeling that stretch. Take some deep breaths. Recover here. You can move those straps around a little bit too. Play around with it. Find what works for you. Find the angle you need to get the stretch. 2 more deep breaths. Release it. Let those arms relax a second. We're gonna do another stretch. I'm gonna just take my arms up overhead. They're off the camera here. But take those arms up overhead. And now we're getting a little stretch through the tricep, up through the shoulders. And again, you can walk forward as much as you're able to. These TRX or any suspension system, if you've never done these workouts before, they just are so different than if you're doing weights. It gives you a different feel. Again, you're using your body weight and it gives your muscles such a different feel. I will warn you, you might be a little more sore than you think after these workouts, especially, like I said, if you haven't done them before, they get a different type of feel towards those muscles. And I love them because they can be used as warm-up exercises. You can kind of pick and choose and do a couple before going into a weight routine. You can use these as a standalone workout, which we've been doing today. They can be used as stretching devices, just a lot of uses for them. 1 more stretch. I'm gonna combine the handles here, and I'm gonna reach behind my body, and I'm gonna, so not the foam handles, I'm gonna grab these straps. They're together, so one hand is grabbing both straps, they're behind, and I'm gonna walk away so the strap is nice and snug and tight. And now I'm getting into the shoulder. I can drop my ear down, and now I'm getting a good stretch all the way through my shoulder, all the way up into that neck. And deep breaths, let that strap pull your arm through. You can kind of play around with your upper body wherever you feel the most stretch. And switch. I'm gonna flip around. You can see how I grab that strap behind me, walk out till it's tight, and then I'm gonna also drop my ear down. So I'm feeling the front of my shoulder all the way up into my neck. Take some nice deep breaths. And release. That was it. You have 2 full workouts with the TRX. If you joined me on my first one, we did every move facing the anchor. Today, every move was facing away from the anchor. Stay tuned. I will be bringing you another full workout utilizing the TRX suspension system. So until then, have fun and stay safe.